What's up guys, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG in the Shadow 2.0 colorway. First off, I want to give a shout out over to the Closet Inc. The Closet Inc. is my go-to spot for Air Jordan Retros and Nike releases, and they're independently owned and operated, located right here in Southern Ontario in Canada. And recently they've launched their mobile app as well, so be sure to download that for both your Apple phones and your Android phones for an easier way to shop and for access to the latest sneaker raffles. So I'll add a link down below to download the app along with their social media and their website, all that good stuff, so be sure to check them out and show them some love. Jumping back to the shoes, these Air Jordan 1s released on Saturday, May 15th for $170 US or $230 here in Canada. The official colorway for this shoe is light smoke gray, black and white, and this shoe is nicknamed the Shadow 2.0 colorway because of its similarities to the OG Shadow Jordan 1. But in the case for this pair, the color blocking style is done similarly to the Chicago 1. So here's a fun fact I actually didn't know. So I want to give a shout out over to Chris from Wear Testers. He mentioned that this color blocking or this colorway was actually inspired by an original 1985 sample colorway, whereas that one was done entirely in leather. This one is done in a combination of leather and nubuck. So whether that was intentional or not, either way it adds a little bit more intrigue and meaning behind this colorway. So diving straight into the shoe, this is your classic Jordan 1 High silhouette. On the toe box, this is covered in this black colored leather and has this perforated finish to it similar to all your Jordan 1s. Surrounding the outer edge of the toe box, this is covered in this light smoke gray colored nubuck, and this nubuck runs up the center of the shoe covering the eyelets as well. On the mid panel underneath this on both sides of the sneaker, we have more of that smooth leather, and overlaid on top we have your swoosh, which is constructed again in nubuck. We have more nubuck covering the side wings of the shoe, and stamped on the lateral side only, we have the Air Jordan Wings logo, which is done in black. Surrounding the top ankle collar area of the shoe, we have more of that black colored leather, and then wrapping around the bottom of the heel, we have more nubuck. For the laces, so these come standard with these flat black colored laces, but if you want to add some added pop and contrast to the shoe, they also give you a secondary pair of gray laces as well. Underneath this, we have your standard black colored nylon tongue, and at the very top, we have this black and gray Nike Air tag. As I remove the insole, so this is just your normal Jordan brand foam insole, it's lined in black and we have Nike branding on the heel. So the upper of the Jordan 1s sits atop this white colored rubber cup sole, and encapsulated within the midsole but not visible to the eye, we have a Nike air sole unit for cushioning and impact protection. And then turning the shoe over to the bottom, here we have your classic Jordan 1 outsole. So in this case, this is entirely constructed out of a black colored rubber. We have this circular traction pattern on the forefoot along with Nike branding right in the center. So for those wondering how these fit exactly the same as most of my other Jordan 1s. So for most people, I'd recommend sticking true to size. So whatever size you normally wear in Jordan 1s, just get the same size for this pair. And again, if you haven't worn a Jordan 1 before, for the most part, I recommend just sticking with your actual measured foot size. In the case where you have really wide feet, then you might want to consider going up a half size because sometimes this forefoot area can be a little bit narrow, but it really depends on the shape of your foot and how wide it is. Next up in terms of comfort, so these feel pretty much like all my other Jordan 1s. So with that said, the cushioning on this is pretty minimal. And all in all, it just has a very stable, very firm and low to the ground feel, which is going to be fine for just an everyday casual use shoe, which is what Jordan 1s are pretty much used for today. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship on this shoe, so I'll be honest with you guys, I don't want to sugarcoat anything for you. The quality on this pair was pretty poor. So when I say poor, I'm comparing this to other recent Jordan 1 releases. And I just gotta be honest, the quality of this black leather specifically was pretty disappointing. In hand, it has a bit of a cheap, almost plastic-like feel to it. And while from what I can tell, it is a genuine leather, it just didn't really feel like it was good quality. So anywhere where there's black leather on the toe box, on the side panels, and especially around this collar area right here, it just has a bit of that hard feel to it. And if I had to guess, I'd say that it's not gonna crease really nicely at all. So it's kind of disappointing Jordan Brand is giving us something that's a bit more subpar quality, especially considering that a lot of the recent Jordan 1 highs have had pretty decent quality all in all. So while the quality was lacking, I felt like the overall craftsmanship on this pair was decent. There weren't any major flaws. It wasn't perfect by any means, but all in all, it was solid. With all that being said now, let's lace up these Shadow 2.0s and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. All in all, I feel like the color blocking of this shoe is pretty nice. Obviously the Shadow 1.0 is a classic, but this one is a nice refreshing take on that same color scheme, and it's kind of hard to mess up a black, gray, and white Jordan. However, like I mentioned before, the quality wasn't the best. That was definitely the most disappointing part about this shoe. So if it was up to me, I wouldn't pay the resale prices on this pair, and this would be a retail only or pass sort of shoe. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about the Shadow 2.0 Air Jordan 1. For those that tried to grab these on Saturday, were you guys successful or did you take an L? And for those that have it in hand, what are your thoughts on the overall quality? Do you guys agree with me that it's a bit on the poorer side, or was your pair okay? If you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm almost at 100K, so almost there, guys. Thank you for the continued support. You can also check me out on Instagram at esco8. You can visit me on Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website as well at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.